Hey everybody, what's going on? Back in the bush, hanging out with Cynthia. Beautiful day at the cabin. I'm not going to show her. She's actually laying out in the sun right now, enjoying the sun. 25-degree day here in the woods. We are out of camping mode for now. Now we're back in cabin mode. So anybody that saw the last video, we had a blast at the last place with the mini camper. This guy's sitting out here, check him out. Having some bird seed, having a toddy here today. Look at this guy. He's got to have his... Where are you going, bud? Come on back. You know you're all right. Anyways, Kez. Nice to have you here, Kez. She's around here a lot. Beautiful day here in the bush. It is 25 degrees, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. We're not doing a whole lot. We're kind of tired from doing nothing all week. You know, it's kind of exhausting. But that trip when we went on the camping thing, that was like a 300-kilometer trip one way. So we come back yesterday morning. Back home by lunchtime. Then I had to do some small engine stuff. I had to fix a couple lawnmowers and do a service call and do a bunch of stuff. So it was a pretty busy week. I had to be a responsible big boy there for a while. Next week, we're probably going to, weather pending, take off somewhere again. I'm not sure yet when or where. Probably going to use the Goldwing this time, the bike. We didn't have a chance to use it because I just didn't feel confident going that big of a trip on the first trip, hauling that little trailer that we bought. So, but it pulled so well behind the Honda Civic. If anybody saw that, insanely well up and back. When I bought the thing, it was in '86. I went all over it myself. It had a fresh MVI, but I actually took the time myself and put brand new wheel bearings in it. We had to put new tires on it. He couldn't get the MVI done before he put tires on it because they were original too, and they were all weather cracks. So it's got brand new tires on both sides. It's got brand new wheel bearings in it that I installed myself, packed them with grease and all that. So it's good to go. We got all the lights working. It's got brand new LED tail lights and all that. And we had a blast. It was the coolest little rig. It's you know, it was fun to do. It's a lot of work still. Coming to the cabin here, it's totally different again because it's so easy that all we have to do is pack up some food, grab a couple changes of clothes, get in the truck, and drive in here. I can't bring my car in here. I wish I could, but I can't. I have to drive the truck in here, and then in the winter I have to bring the side-by-side if the road gets bad. I'm lucky I have that luxury to have that. But anyway, so to come to here, to the luxury, that's wonderful because again, all we got to do is pack up some food and some clothing, come over and spend a night or two. So that's what we're doing. It's Saturday right now. Again, we just got home yesterday, Friday, from the camping excursion. So dumped the trailer off, left it full. And that's a nice thing too about having that little trailer now. Once we kind of critique that a little bit, we'll figure out exactly what we need and exactly what we don't need. So pretty much everything we had in it we used. Embarrassed to say, when we brought the awning thing down, the very top of it, I had it backwards and it actually forced it and it broke a couple of the plastic. There was like a plastic circle ring right in the very center. I actually screwed that up first time dropping it, so I'm gonna have to try to fix it. Cindy said she'll buy me a new one, but I'm kind of determined I'll fix the damn thing. I broke it, right? Might make a piece out of metal to replace it, and that would be the best way to do it. Would be the best way to do it. Make something out of metal. Anyway, flower bed's looking okay. Was very discouraged to see that when I got here, all of these tomato cages that I have up here around my raspberries were knocked over. Every single one of them, and half to 3/4 of the leaves are stripped off of the raspberries. And what it was is my friendly porcupine comes here and he annihilates that stuff. It's crazy. I don't know what to do about them. There's a lot of them around here and you're not going to win the battle with them. Squash are coming in decent. Beans are coming in. They're tiny. You can see these tracks. I don't know what they are. Some are probably porcupine tracks walking right through the garden, right? And that's definitely what ate the leaves on them. It's kind of discouraging to see. It's sad. We put a lot of time to try to grow this stuff, right? You guys can see, check these out. Everything is ripped off. Look at all the leaves are ripped off the top stems, right? Or this one. Every single one of these, they were just starting to look really good. Well, every one. It's a good thing I don't own any firearms, because I'd get a varmint's license and I'd probably shoot some of them. This one here is the only one he didn't get. Next time he will. He probably knock that over and get that one. So, and sad to see too. We planted sunflowers twice this year and they haven't come up. So we're pretty much ready to give up on those. Had the trimmer out here earlier. Went all around, trimmed all this, trimmed all this, trimmed it all. It always looks nice when it's all trimmed around the edges here. So blueberries are bearing quite well right now. That's one that I planted there. There's nothing on that, but it's coming in. It looks pretty decent too. Nice little plant for just being put in last year. This guy, you can see, it's all kinds of blueberries. Looks pretty cool. There's another one you don't realize is here. Little guy up here. In the trees, it doesn't really have much on it, but one over here has all kinds. This little one here has a couple. You don't realize, but a few blueberries on that. Another small one right here. You can see a few berries there. And then right over here by the road, there's actually a pretty decent one with all the berries on that. Nice little clusters of berries. Last year I saw them like that and I said to myself, oh, I'll get them next weekend, right? No, you won't. Here's something a little scary. I'll show you guys. Noticed this earlier today. Right here, right in front of the property. Check this out. This is not good. I ran over it, my truck coming in. Some people won't know what that is, but that's bear poop. That's a bear scat, they call it. And that's really fresh. Hasn't been here long. A day or two by the look of it. So there was a bear right out here in front of the property. This is the neighbor's property in here that I told people in the last video I'm going to tomorrow. I'm going to actually bring the digger out. And I'm going to go in and all on the edge of here. I might as well show you guys. She gave me all authorization I want to come in here and help myself. So she's got a real wet problem over here. And it's a beautiful piece of land. But you can see here even. See the water laying here? So this is all low. But you can see here it's all soft. You can see a rut in the ground here because she tried to back a truck in here. Dodge Ram, she sunk right in. This whole edge, the whole way down here needs to be ditched. Whole way down, the whole way along there. So it's going to be kind of a cool project because she said, I told her I get a digger. She said, how much? I said, let me film it. She said, great ahead. So the whole way along here, way down around here, it's going to be quite a ditch I got to dig actually, and I'm going to do that tomorrow in my next video. So anybody that likes to watch the digger videos, check it out. Anybody that doesn't, sorry. You can see in here, it's pretty cool. Beautiful piece of land over here she's got. She's a very lucky girl. It's like a 4-acre parcel. But all the way in here, I need to start around here somewhere, and then it's all wet up and back there too. And there's a natural spring, and she's got a natural spring. Not like I get over there. She's got a spring that's running water big time right here. And behind all these alders you can see, that needs to be dug out and all that. But I need to ditch all the way along here, all the way along here, the whole way along this road. I'll show you guys. And again tomorrow, I'm going to bring out the camera and I'll film it all the way along. So it's going to be 100 feet of ditch, 150 feet of ditch. It's not super soft where I'm walking right now, but it's not dry. And you can see all around here, that's all wet right in there. Down here you can see the tire track where she sunk in. So what I'll do when I dig it, I'll actually take the fill I took out of there and I'll try to fill in some of these wet spots with it. And then I'll use the wheeler. Just thought I saw more bear scat, but it was a leaf. That's a leaf, I'm hoping. She said she sees it on her property here too, quite a bit, the bear poop. So, not a good thing. Black bears are hanging around. And the thing is, with the berries coming out right now, we're probably going to see more of them, right? But anyway, that's going to be one of the big things I do here tomorrow. Is bring the digger over in here and do a new favor, or do a new neighbor do a big favor for her. So, and I cut some of these alders. You can see where I cut last week. See, they're all dead all along the sides of the road up there. Right halfway up the hill, and I might cut a few more alders I hacked a few out of here because she has a nice shoulder. She's got a nice apple tree right there. That's an actual apple tree growing up there. So I cut that out to kind of open that up. As I told her, she's lucky it's there, because I almost stole that a couple times over the years when that lot was vacant and nobody seemed to really go there. I was going to move it and bring it over here. I'm glad I didn't now. Anyways, don't want to rant and ramble too long here, but it is, again, it's Saturday. We're kicking back for the night. Spending 2 nights with Cynthia. We're not having a real extravagant supper, I don't think, tonight. Going to be a fairly easy one. Even have actually blueberries right here. There's a few right on this little plant right here too. It's kind of cool. Very close to home. I'm sure the bears will like them when they come in here. Not big on that. I had to clean this up very soon with my digger. Get it done. And the frogs are loving the pond I dug. But I may offer to dig her eventually a little pond over there too. As long as she does mind me filming the progress. So I will I had to get this thing dug out here soon too. Been sitting here a month. I haven't touched it in a month since it's been used. So anyways, for now I'm going to shut this down, and we'll talk to you guys in a little bit here, probably when we're having supper. Well, it's Sunday morning. It's going to be an absolutely stellar day here today. It's going to be 25 or 26. There's just enough of a breeze right now. It's absolutely beautiful. It's keeping the critters away, the bugs. It's going to be nice. Strawberries are looking good. Check these out. Not a lot of berries, but the plants are doing very well. Plants look really good. This one here too. They're just covered in blossoms. The problems we're having so far is any of the berries we picked that are ripe, and there's a couple of them down bottom. You can see them way down in here. There's a couple of ripe ones in there, see? When you go to pick them, the slugs have already had, got a taste of them before we do, is what the problem's been so far. And I think Ken down there in Nova Scotia, Ken had said something about putting straw under them. We're trying to find some straw. It's not the easiest thing to find, a bale of straw. You're going to have to ask somebody or find some somewhere to market, I guess. Straw for the berries. But everything is looking great. The grapevine, they're going crazy. That's a Concord, this one growing up this side. That's a Concord grapevine. And he's growing, just going right into overdrive this year. Anybody know how long does it take for these things to actually produce? Because it's never produced anything yet. I've never had any grapes on it yet, but I'm sure they're coming. And then all the beans look really good, all the climbing beans. There was hummingbirds buzzing all around them there this morning. They love the red blossoms on them, right? So it's a win-win when you grow them. And those leaves will get a whole lot bigger. They're going to end up puffing right out and getting really big. So yeah, we're going to... I'm not going to make this video much longer. It's just a bit of an update one again, what's going on. Cindy mowed the lawn last night. I took the trimmer and did a bunch of trimming out front there, so I get that all cleaned up too, all around where that little pit area and all that. That was a mess. So I took my straight shaft trimmer, the one I put the blade on, I put the trimmer head on it, and I did all that. That's done. And a little later today, I think I'm going to fire up my digger, and I'm going to go over to the neighbor's place, the new neighbor over there. She's not even around. Excuse me, but she gave me free range. She said, if you want to go over there and dig, go over there and dig. And I told her I'm going to film it. She said, great ahead, help yourself. So I'm going to go over there in a bit and probably take the camera and film a little bit and see what kind of a mess I can make over there. And if I'm making too big a mess, I'll know enough to quit and tell her that I just can't do it. It's going to be a bit rocky, I think. I don't know how big a rocks I'm going to get into. But again, her driveway is super, super wet. You can't even take a half-ton truck in there right now. It'll sink right out of sight on you. So got to get some drainage in there for her, and I'm going to have to install a little culvert, which she hasn't got yet, but she's going to try to find one. So, but if I can get some preliminary digging done anyway for now. So anyways, again, it's going to be a beautiful day. It's great to have you guys back. Weather is looking ridiculous. It's going to rain most of next week again, on and off. So I don't know if we're going to actually get any motorcycle camping or any other kind of camping done next week. It may just be cabin stuff. I'm not sure, because the weather is not cooperating with us one little bit. So I hooked on that light. Yeah, the weather isn't cooperating. It's not to our favor at all this year, because it's been a really wet summer so far. And when it was wet, the humidity was so high that everything was just crazy, crazy, crazy hot. It made the temperatures feel even hotter with all that high humidity with it. And I think that went right across the country. That wasn't just for us here. So anybody that's had that kind of summer, it's been kind of crappy. And again, we're going right back into rain again, I guess. So not sure how much camping we're going to get done. But we can still always come here. We don't care. We can come here, pouring rain, sit here and look out the window. It's so easy to do. There's no, no packing up a tent or anything like that, like actual campgrounds. But now that we have that gold wing fully functional, totally done, I even just put highway pegs on it so I can sit back and stretch my legs out and put my feet out, right? Because I had one hip. My right hip was starting to bother me a bit when I was riding. And I don't know why, but only the one position sitting, and you can't buy a more comfortable bike than a freaking gold wing. Basically, that's top of the food chain for cruisers or touring bikes, I guess you want to call it. And it was starting to hurt me after like 10 minutes sitting on the bike. I'd be driving along in the normal position, and I'd have this deep ache would start right in my hip joint. And it was the funniest thing, because I can do anything else. I can ride a bicycle, I can walk, I can hike and all that. Doesn't bother it, not a bit. But the position of sitting on that bike would start to really get to me. So I got highway pegs, which basically put your feet way out in front of you, and it's going to be a whole lot easier to ride and a whole lot more comfortable, I think, for me to drive it that way. So that's one of the reasons too I wasn't big on the last trip when we went camping and took the car to try out the mini trailer, even though we bought it to kind of pull with the bike. I used the car because I was afraid partway through the trip, maybe if my hip started aching too much, I couldn't ride. But it seems to be getting progressively better. I don't know what I've done to do it, but anyway, I don't think it's damaged, but if it continues, I'm going to have to go see a doc. But for now, I'm not going to ramble much more. We will be back very soon, and I don't even know what anymore the videos are going to be here or where we're going to be, but just kind of stay tuned and I'll keep you guys posted. And from Cindy and I, who's in there getting ready here this morning just for her day, live simply, remain grateful, and we'll talk to you guys very soon.